Hi everyone, welcome to today's class. So today is the lecture number 4 and the topic I have chosen is Diels Alder reaction. This is a type of cycloaddition reaction and which is a part of again the pericyclic reactions in organic chemistry. So for the CSIR NET and also GATE, and it is a very important topic to cover the organic chemistry part. And in organic chemistry, I previously also told you that various reaction, the question can be asked from a combination of various topics. Okay. So there, the Diels Alder, the knowledge of Diels Alder reaction, how their stereo specificity and stereochemistry and regio selectivity actually depends on the substituents, and how this reaction actually favorable, and the homolymo interaction. So these all idea actually you have to know. So that's why I am starting this topic. But uh, for one lecture to cover the whole Diels Alder reaction is really tough. But I am trying to teach in a way that I can cover the all things and in a simple manner so that you can understand it properly. Okay. So let's start it. So first, you have to have the idea about what is a pericyclic reaction, because Diels Alder reaction is a part of cycloaddition reaction and which is a part of again the pericyclic reaction. So we have to first have to have the idea about the ocean, let's say. Okay, then we will come to the a part of ocean, and then we will come to the let's say lake inside the ocean. Okay, just think about this manner. Uh, so first, the pericyclic reaction is a concerted cyclic shift of electrons. Okay, where bond breaking and new bond formation simultaneously going on, right? So in one step, actually, the attack will happen, and bond breaking, bond making will be going on simultaneously. Okay. Now, cyclic transition states are actually involved in this reaction. This is the driving force, you can say, not driving force. The stabilized transition state will actually help in the reaction, and only heating or photochemical condition is required. Heating or H nu or heating. Okay. So whenever in a reaction you will find that heating is given or H nu is given, you have to keep in mind that it can be pericyclic reaction, not always. I am not saying that always it will be pericyclic reaction, but most of the time you can find it a pericyclic reaction because other factors are there, na? So that actually I am coming into in this lecture only. I will talk about cycloaddition and mainly about the Diels Alder reaction. But in other sessions also I will take about the whole pericyclic reaction. I will try to cover because it is very important. Okay. So next is the cycloaddition reaction. So we have an idea that what is pericyclic reaction. Considered cyclic shift of electrons, and bond making and bond breaking are going on in one step. Cyclic transition states are involved, and heating or H nu is required. Fine. Now, what is the cycloaddition reaction? So it is a part of pericyclic reaction. So obviously these features actually it has, but it has another special type of feature it should have, right? So that's why we can tell that it is a type of pericyclic reaction, but it has some other features so that it is a different, it is a special type of pericyclic reaction, we can say. Okay, or a type. So a type of pericyclic reactions where two unsaturated systems. First, you should note that two unsaturated system must be there. Okay, to form a cyclic product. So product will be cyclic. 2 points we have noted that one is two unsaturated system. Unsaturated means double bond, triple bond, okay, double bonded or triple bond systems. Two systems. Fine, fine, right? And second point we have noted that product will be product cyclic. Please note it down. And third will be, okay, let's see. Here, if the addition of the system of m pi electrons to unsaturated system, I have said, so it is saying that if m pi electrons and other system has n pi electrons, if the addition of these two is going on, then this is called m plus n. So there can be a confusion, like if any system has different kind of pi electrons, so should we have to count the all type of electrons? Let's say one system has, let's say some ring, let's say one ring is present, okay, and then here I'm just assuming for your understanding purpose I am giving this kind of example. So OMe is there and OMe is there. So in later parts you will read that which kind of dyes are actually useful to use for cycloaddition reaction. Right now only I will say that if this is an unsaturated system, okay, and let's say one dye, okay, so one dye actually, let's say one dye, okay, not dye, let's say other has uh, let's say, okay, let's say dye only, dye r dash, etc. Okay, so two systems present which has pi electrons, fine, but one has m pi, other has n pi. So here reactions is going on like this way, concerted manner. So how you can know about this? Let's say product is given, we know the product, let's just assume that, okay, and here r and r dot, okay, and OMe should be there, and other thing is there, like sorry, OMe should be here, OMe and OMe, you will understand it properly in the later part, okay. So here only H is present, here whole ring 1 2 1 2 3 1 2 3, and here will be the ring, fine. So can we say that this is m pi electrons, here it is written, so how many what actually we can say m plus n, right? So this reaction will be called like what, m, so you will say here benzene ring means 1 2 3 4 5, so 6 pi bonds means 6 into 2 12 pi electrons, and here 2 pi electrons, so 12 plus 2, is it? You are saying right, but there is a twist, that the double bonds which are involved in the reaction, this is not actually involved in the reaction, so we will not count this part, we will count only which are involved in the reaction. So it will be 4, 2 double bonds, so 4 plus 2, right? So in that manner actually we will count the m plus n. Clear? I hope with that example I can sorry, okay, with that example you have understood this. So this will be 4 plus 2, like m plus n, not this one should be included, okay, it should not include this one, the pi bonds which are reacting. So we need two unsaturated systems, okay, product will be cyclic, and the if one system having m pi electrons is involved in the reaction with the other system having n pi electrons, not only having reacting with n pi electrons, right? So it will be called now m plus n, understood? So examples, 2 plus 2 is there, 4 plus 2 6 plus 2, okay, and cyclic product will have m plus n minus 4 number of pi electrons. So you will understand it with an example, we will say in the later slide. Let's say an example, okay, okay, so now we have come, this is actually example of Diels Alder reaction. So to understand the cycloaddition reaction, let's say we have taken it this, now we don't know Diels Alder, right? I am saying again and again, but you don't know, okay. So one system has 4 pi, this is involved in the reaction, other has 2 pi. Heating is given, heating or photochemical, both are actually possible for pericyclic reactions. So heating is given, this kind of cyclic transition states are there, and this is the product. So here 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 6 pi total electrons. 6 pi electrons total, and in the product you can see 2 pi and other 2 new sigma bonds. Other 2 pi bonds are gone to form 2 new sigma bonds. So in the product, the number of pi electrons will be -4 because 2 pi electrons are gone. We can't count that. Okay. So m plus n minus 4 will be the pi electrons of the product. Okay. How the reaction is happening, we will come to this. But first, we have to have the idea about what is Diels Alder reaction. Because we know now the what is pericyclic reaction, we know cycloaddition reactions. Now, is Diels Alder reaction is a part of cycloaddition reaction, so we have to read it. What is it? It is the 4 plus 2 cycloaddition reaction. Okay. So we know that in the cycloaddition reaction, it can be 2 plus 2, 6 plus 2, 4 plus 2, etc. So a type of 4 plus 2, m plus n, 4 plus 2 will be called Diels Alder reaction. Fine. Now the cycloaddition reaction in heating condition, please note it down. We know pericyclic reaction or cycloaddition. Okay. So it will happen in heating or photochemical. But for a specific kind of reaction, when we are more specific that we need 4 plus 2 cycloaddition reaction, then we can tell that in which condition it will be favorable. So just now for now you should remember the heating condition is necessary. Okay, between a conjugated diene and dienophile. Dienophile means alkene. So one 4 pi electron system is there and one 2 pi. That's why 4 plus 2. Okay. So this is the reaction. Before the reaction, the points are here. Which reactions are called Diels Alder reaction? First, which you should check is 2 unsaturated systems are present. One having 4 pi, another having 2 pi. So it can be diene, obviously, and it is alkane. One electron, any alkane having one pi bond, and it is actually called dienophile. Okay, diene and dienophile. This is a this Diels Alder reaction is playing with the diene and dienophile. Okay, just like cricket, ball and bat, cricket bat and cricket ball is needed. So in Diels Alder reaction, mostly that diene and dienophile. We will deal with only these two. We will vary these two. Substituents effects are there. So we will come to this part. So first, this is needed. Second important thing, without that also it will not happening, because to play cricket we need a ground. Let's say ground is needed, right? So like this, heating condition is needed to happen this reaction. Okay. So the most important thing is it will be 4 pi plus 2 pi, and so diene and dienophile should be there and heating condition should be there. Okay. Now this is the reaction course. So it will be attacking diene more electron rich. So it will attack first and then this bond will go to this and this will go to this one. So like that way 6-member cyclic transition state will form. So you can see by the numbering 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So like that way 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So now these 2 new sigma bonds are formed, this one and this one, which I have colored with the red color, and this will be the product. So these are the 2 new sigma bonds. Okay, fine. So now coming to again the previous slide. So this is the reaction course of the Diels Alder reaction. Now we know what is Diels Alder, but how this reaction is happening? How? I have said previously, na? Why this is we are reading and how the reaction is happening. Why we are reading is because it is an important reaction. It can be applicable to form various kind of new compounds. Okay. Right now we are reading because of the exam point of view. Okay. So this can be the simple why answer. But this is this point is valid for us, okay, for the what is the purpose of reading like that way. But how and why the reaction is happening? We are taken diene and dienophile. Why it is reacting, right? Why they both are reacting? So it is not obvious, right? That we will mix something and it will react. So we should know that how the reaction, how means the mechanism, and how can tell you the why also. Let's see just. Not I'll not talk about much. Okay. First you have to know that the most important things which I have talked about. Diene and dienophile, you know. Second, transition state, cyclic transition state. This is actually driving the reaction. And third is the product formation, which is also cyclic, having M plus N minus 4 number of pi electrons and has often a high regio and stereoselectivity. That we will come to in later parts. Okay. Now next, so to know the answer, that how the reaction is happening and what is the reaction course of the reaction and like that. So you have to have the idea about these two kind of interactions. So that's why I have incorporated this slide. So just I will talk about the how this is actually overlap is happening. So supra can be compared with, let's say this is a p orbital, this is a p orbital. We know for p orbital this is positive lobe, and as this is positive it will be negative, so and it is negative it is positive, right? So the overlap can be easily happen because it is in the same side, right? So same phase overlap will be favorable. Next, it can be compared with this one. Let's say this is now opposite. This is positive negative and it is negative positive. So to make a bond, it is not favorable, right? Because sigma bonds are formed from the same phase and also pi bond also, right? Interaction, for better interaction, it should have come closer, right? Let's say we want to talk, we want to share our food or something like that. So we have to become close, right? So that your hands are my hands can touch, or which I am speaking you should listen, right? If we are close then we can do that, but you are opposite to me, how can the interaction is will happen? I will think na, that you are not interested in talking with me, right that way. The supra and pra can be remembered. Okay. So in the case of any cycloaddition reaction, how it is happening, that let's say it is a various number of carbon units are there. So if this kind of things are there, so it is a homo-lumo interaction obviously. So if in the homo part, this is the corner carbons has this kind of arrangement of p orbitals, like this is positive negative negative positive, and dienophile lumo has this kind of uh, homo and lumo, okay, this kind of arrangement in the corner lobes. Okay, now what will happen? These are close. Okay, so this is calling this one and it can listen, this is also talking with this one, this can listen because these are positive, same vibe matching, you can see, right? But here what is happening, let's say this, for example, if these kind of conditions are there, so these two, because in cycloaddition two unsaturated parts are there na? So if these are actually want to overlap, this is negative, it has negative vibe, it has positive, they doesn't overlap, they can't actually react or interact. Okay, so this will be favorable because it has same vibe, but these and these have same vibe, but the distance is very large. Okay, so this is not favorable, bond formation is here forbidden, here favorable overlap. Okay, so what we have read in this slide, that supra interaction, S interaction is more favorable than SA or AS. Okay, other kind of antra supra interaction is also there. Okay, Antra interaction is also there. Okay, so antra will be again less stable, okay, than the other one. Okay, let's not talk about this much. So now FMO theory approach. So to explain how why this reaction is happening, and how, so we should know about the homo and lumo interaction. Okay, so to explain any reaction, actually we know mechanism that this will attack the negatively charged part is attacking positive, and this is the mechanism we know. But actually this negative positive interaction, negative thing is going to the attack the carbonyl, because organic in organic actually the various reactions are there, but for every reaction there is, what is the actual cause? The homolumo interaction. Homolumo interaction is must for bond formation. Okay. So now dienes. We know it has dienes and dienophile. Dienes are electron rich, generally act as electron donor, and dienophile generally act as electron acceptor. Okay. Homo of diene will interact with lumo of dienophile. So what is homo and what is lumo? Let's come to the next slide. Okay. So let's say this is a molecular orbital of butadiene. Butadiene means this is butadiene. 1, 2, 3, 4. So 4 is there. So the arrangement of electrons also, the 4 pi electrons is here, right? So 4 will be filled up following the Hund's law. So this will be the there, and this is the M of butadiene. And let's say so homo means homo. What is the full form of homo? You should know these things, okay? But I will explain it for your better understanding, okay? Homo means highest occupied molecular orbital. In its naming only, you can understand what will be the homo. Highest occupied by electrons. Highest in energy. This is energy, right? Energy for the you have read about in inorganic chemistry, homo lumo you have actually read. So highest occupied molecular orbital, these are molecular orbitals. Highest means highest in energy and occupied, so this will be the homo obviously. And lumo means lowest unoccupied molecular orbital. Lowest means this one can be there, this one can be there, this one is the most lowest molecular orbital, but it is saying what? Unoccupied. This is occupied, this is also occupied, this is unoccupied, this is unoccupied. Okay, so unoccupied, these two are unoccupied, and it is the lowest in energy, so it will be the lumo. Clear? And for the case of the let's say ethylene, this one, this is the MO of ethylene, and it has 2 electrons, so just fill it up, and homo will be highest molecular orbital which is occupied. This one, this has only 2, right? And this will be the lumo, obviously. No other orbitals are present there. Okay, fine. So now interaction between homo and lumo. Because Diels Alder, for any reaction, homo-lumo interaction is must, and we are now explaining Diels Alder reaction. So 4 plus 2 homo-lumo interactions are favorable in heating condition, which we are actually trying to get. Okay, so homo of diene, this one, this psi 2, and lumo of dienophile, we have taken psi 2 lumo. Okay, how this interaction is happening? Like this way and this way. These are close, same vibe, matching. What this is called? Suprafacial interaction or supra interaction. That's why I have talked about supra and supra-antra previously. Understood now? So this is favorable, right? You have understood this. Now, why heating? So in the Diels Alder, in the definition itself, we have talked about the heating is required. But why? If let's say photochemical, so we have seen, right, homo-lumo interaction, how it is reacting or how it is interacting. Fine, let's forget about that. Now let's say only heating in pericyclic, we know photochemical conditions is also will work, right? So let's say we apply this photochemical reaction. Okay, in photochemical condition, what will happen is that this electron will go to this one, excited state. Okay, now what is the HOMO and what is the LUMO? Will it be changed? Think about this, because now occupied molecular orbital are 3, 1, 2 and 3. This is occupied now. If 2 electrons are not there, fine, but occupied by electron, right? So highest occupied molecular orbital will be now this one. This will be HOMO and this will be now LUMO. Clear? So HOMO-LUMO has changed. But in heating condition, nothing excitation or like this will happen. So previously which we read about, that will be here only same. This is HOMO, this is LUMO. So now in the photochemical condition, what will happen is that Psi3 HOMO, this one will interact with Psi2 LUMO. Okay. So this kind of supra-enter, this is suprafacial, same side interaction, same phase interaction, and here antrafacial. So supra-intra, we know that it is not favorable for bond formation, so not favorable. So we have what we have read here, what we have understood. Photochemical condition will not work for Diels Alder reaction. So hence we conclude that heating is necessary, heating is needed. Okay. Now coming to the dienes and dienophiles. Okay. So the most important thing is, you know that dienes are react, but which kind of dienes are actually favorable or for a good yield, what kind of dienes are actually needed. So diene must be coplanar, it must be in cis conformation. This is the most important thing, and it must be electron rich. So better to have a electron donating group with it to get a favorable overlap, just like that. Okay. So why coplanar conformation is needed? Because if and cis, because if it goes to S trans conformation, that time in S trans conformation, this is diene, this is dienophile. If it two reacts, this kind of strained product will form. So we need a cis conformation and coplanar, better to overlap. And if it is electron rich, it will be better. Okay. Now base dienes, what should be the base dienes? We know that S trans will not favorable, is not favorable. So S cis we need. So cyclic dienes are always cis dienes. This kind of cyclic dienes, let's say, these are cis always. This can't rotate and go to transform. So these are actually rigid also. So that's why base diene is the cyclic dienes. And characteristics of good dienophiles, we have talked about diene, so dienophile also we should talk about. Dienophiles with electron withdrawing group attached are the best for Diels Alder reaction. Now again, I am talking about some theories and why it happens. If it is attached to an electron withdrawing group, the reaction will be favorable. Now, where is your question? Why? Some examples you will see. This is the electron withdrawing group. This is electron withdrawing group. This is also. There are some examples of good dienophiles. But why? Why electron donating group on diene? We have read about this, right? And electron withdrawing group in dienophile are favorable for this reaction. Now again, answer the question. So for any reaction to happen, I have told you HOMO-LUMO energy gap. The HOMO-LUMO interaction is must, and the energy gap plays a vital role. Okay. If the diene has electron donating group like NH2OH with it, that will increase the HOMO energy. How? Because the donating group means it has some electron pair which can be, let's say this is the diene. This is the diene. It has electron donating group with it. It will be delocalized. So the diene which has electron density, fine, but it will increase the electron density. Okay. So for this, actually the HOMO energy will be increased. Okay. And if the dienophile has any electron withdrawing group with it, like CO or CH3, it will decrease the LUMO energy because LUMO is now stabilized. This is the dienophile, let's say. If it has CO, OMe, let's say, this will go to this one, this will go conjugation, because from the dienophile, the electron withdrawing group actually withdraws electrons, so it will be now stabilized. So for stability, okay, stabilized, so LUMO energy gap will be decreased. Now, so overall homo-LUMO energy gap decreases, which favor the reaction. So for any reaction to happen, homo-LUMO energy gap should be matching, or the energy gap should not be much. Because I have told you, na, for interaction, if the very distance or very is there, it can't interact or it can react. So for a favorable reaction, homo-LUMO energy gap should not be much. Now, from this diagram, you will understand it why. Okay, let's say this is the energy and this is the HOMO of diene previously. After, and this is the LUMO of dienophile. So energy gap is this one, delta E. Fine. Now, addition to electron donating group. We have added some electron donating group like OH, NH2 to diene. What will happen? Homo energy will be increased. It will shift to upward, and addition of electron withdrawing group leads to decrease of LUMO energy. Now what is the gap? This is the gap, right? Very small. So you can see that delta E dash is very less than delta E. So it is favorable. Activation energy will be very less to interact this hormone. Okay. So this is the case here. So you should remember that the dienophile which has electron withdrawing group and diene which has electron donating group. Most important thing is the dienophile, because LUMO energy should be decreased. Okay. And dienophile, if it has electron donating group with it, the reaction will be more favorable. Regioselectivity. Now what is regioselectivity? Regio means region, means, let's say many chains are there, so where the substituents will be or how it will be react in what position. So regioselectivity, that means that only, and selectivity means it will be selective for a specific region. Okay, so let's take an example like this one. Okay, this is the diene and dienophile, and heating condition is given, and this is symmetrical diene, symmetrical. So no, all regions are same. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So sorry, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, and if CN is here or here, both are same. See, both are same. If it is CN is here also, that will be the same product. Only one product is possible here. But when asymmetrical dienes are used, like if we change the diene, like here, if we substituted like in with R and here, so 1 and 2 substituted diene, if we take, that time some difference will come. How? Let's say 1 substituted diene. Okay, let's see. Let's say I have taken NH2 here, and CN again same. I have keeping same diene of. Okay. Now, what are the possibilities? We have told that here only one product is possible, but here what are the possibilities? I want to know. So let's say if NH2 is here 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5, 6. So 1 amino, 5 cyano, and here 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1 amino, 6 cyano. So both are different, obviously. And you can see that 1, 3 bond is there and 1, 2 substituents is there. Okay. Now, which one will be measured? Because it is selective. Stereoselective means one will be measured in amount, selective for that region only or that product, and other one will also form, but in less amount, minor. Okay. So how can we know the measured one? There comes the regioselectivity. Let's say this I have again taken. So what will happen? This has the electron rotating group. So the delocalization will happen like this way. This will come to this. This will again, this goes to this. This will again goes to. So there is partial positive charge here and partial negative charge will be developed here. Clear? This is not real charge. This is partial charge. Now, if for the dienophile, what is the case here? This is actually taking electrons from the double bond. Then their delta positive charge will come. Okay. So now we know that negative positive. This is not the p orbital matching. That positive vibe will overlap with negative vibe. No, right? Positive will overlap with positive. But that was not charge. But here we are dealing with charges. We know positive negative interacts. So here from here the bond will form like that way. So now measure will be 1, 2 for the case of one substituted. Fine. 1, 2 will be measured. 1, 2 add up. Okay. Now coming to the 2 substituted die. 2 means here. So again OMe or NH2 also you will take. So here it will go and this will go to here. So where the major electron density will be? Where? This will be positive. This has negative, delta negative charge. This is dot dot. Okay. So here delta negative charge is there and here we know dot dot, let's say Cn, it draws the electron density of the double bond and it has the delta positive. So this and this will be interacting. This will be actually rotate and like this way. This is interacting, let's say. After rotation, the cyanide will come to here and this is now delta positive. This can react. So now 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 substituted. Okay, fine. So if these two are given by seeing the delocalization, you can understand that which product is measured. Okay, you don't have to remember anything here. 1, 4 data. Okay. Now Diels Alder reaction is stereospecific in nature. Stereospecific means I have talked about it in previous lecture also. The product will be specific or a product of specific stereochemistry will be in, let's say, not major I will say, because specific means that will only form in almost 100% amount. Okay, so product is specific for a specific type of or a particular type of stereochemistry. Now how we can dealing with that particular type of stereochemistry means what is the stereochemistry was in the reactant. The stereochemistry or relative arrangement of groups in reactant molecule will be maintained in the product. That is called the stereospecific reaction. Okay. CSIR seen we have taken because this is out, this is out, this is in, this is in. Okay. So let's think about only that. So this is out group, this is also out group. So this 2 out groups has only the substituents. So it is CSIR seen. This is the dienophile, and if it reacts in heating condition, obviously this is the Diels Alder reaction. That's why. Now, what is the stereochemistry? What will be the stereochemistry of that? That I will come to later part. But just now only see that in the reactant it was cis, and in the product it is cis. Obviously, cis or syn product. And if it is trans, then the trans product will be formed in major amount. Fine. Now, if we take this, let's say, this is a real example. So this is the diene and this is the dienophile. This kind of product will be formed. Okay, just this will be, one will be up, another will be down, like that way. This is trans. Here we have changed the dienophile. So like the same way we are saying reactant, right? So for the case of diene, for the case of diene, the stereochemistry is maintained. For the dienophile also, the stereochemistry will be maintained. But the relative stereochemistry of the diene substituents and dienophile substituents, that we will come to in next part. Okay. Before that, we should know about the secondary orbital interaction. To answer that question, so what will be the relative stereochemistry of the substituents in diene group, substituents in diene part, and the substituents in dieno. Oh, I have taken. I should not mention the stereochemistry, right? Like that. So what will be actually the relative stereochemistry between these and these? Okay, that for that to explain that we should know that what is secondary orbital interaction. So I have taken this example because from this example only the secondary orbital from this observation of this reaction only the secondary orbital interaction actually came into our life, because for this kind of structures, actually there are two bonds. Okay, this kind of bridge compound has two kind of bonds. This is this two, one up and down. This is called exo and this is called endo. So always we have read that the exo bond formation, or if it reacts, let's say double bond is there, if it reacts, most of the time what is happening is that exo, other conditions are there, but for general case exo product is measured. Why? Because the ring, if you see, it is like this. Okay, so in downside there are more steric hindrance, so that's why exo product is more favorable for all the cases. But here scientists have observed that endo product is major one, which should not be. So to explain this one, actually there comes the secondary orbital interaction. How it happens? So they have told that if it has any CO or endo group, they are saying this kind of endo group which has other uh, pi bonds, or yes, pi bonds should be there in the in one substituents at least of dienophile. Okay, here it is dienophile, it has CO group, this is pi bond. If this kind of anything, it should not be always cyclic. For this case also COM, let's say this is also endo group. So but for this actually we are explaining now, so let's see. So we know that this kind of the corner carbon lobes are actually interacting. We have talked about for the case of supra 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 intra, right? These two are actually overlapping and form bonds, that is fine. But here is also lobes are there, p orbitals. Okay, and these are actually can interact with the CO bonds of dienophile. This gives the extra stability, so that it will form some specific stereochemistry which is favorable for this kind of secondary orbital interaction, that will form in major amount. In this case, for the endo group, if this group goes like the below of the ring, then it will lead to the secondary orbital interaction, and which is favorable for product. Okay, so that's why endo product is major. And for the exo approach, let's say this way, this secondary orbital interact, that extra stability is not there, so this will be formed as minor product. Fine. Primary orbital interaction is this corner lobe interaction, and secondary orbital interaction is an extra. So secondary orbital interaction gives extra stability to the transition state of Diels Alder reaction. This is going on in transition state only. As a result, the reaction for the case of endo product become faster. So we know that transition state has some extra stability. Now how this is affecting? This result, the reaction for the case of endo product, this kind of approach becomes faster. Reaction will be faster for this one. And kinetically controlled product, endo product is formed. So previously I told you, kinetically controlled like thermodynamically controlled. For kinetically controlled, most important thing is that kinetically controlled, most important thing is that rate. For kinetically controlled thing or product formation or a reaction is kinetically controlled, we will only see the rate of the reaction. Okay, so if rate of the reaction for a specific step, or rate is higher, that time kinetically controlled product is formed. Let's say here two kind of products are possible, and one has the higher rate than other one. That time kinetically controlled product we will say. So here this is the endo product is forming in a faster approach. So this is kinetically controlled. Okay. Now the important thing is that when the reaction is heated again, the thermodynamically controlled product, exo product will form. Because previously I told you that exo bond formation is the stable one, because in the product, if endo bond is there, that ring is strained, right, in below side. Because like this way this ring stays. So the product or the endo any endo substituents or any group attaching endo, that will be not favorable because steric hindrance is there. So when we heat it again, that thermodynamically controlled product will form. Okay, let's say reactants are here, product is here, product 1, product 2 we should say, because two products are there. So P2 is there, P1. P1 is not much stable, it is more stable. It will be exo and it will be endo. But why it is not stable, but why it is happening, it is the product in major amount. Why it is forming in major amount? Because in the transition state, if this is the TS for 1, this will be the TS for 2. TS2. TS2 means for exo. So this will be goes like this way. This will goes like this way. Okay. So as the TS1 is less in energy, because more stabilized due to secondary orbital interaction, so less activation energy is needed. This is activation energy and this will need more activation energy. So if it is heated again, it will gain that more activation energy and it will goes to the more stable product, endo product, exo product, then that will be stable. So in the reaction, if one heating is there and you are asking the product, then it will the answer will be endo. But if again heating is given, that answer will be right. So if both the dienes and ionophile, which I talked about, that's why we read the secondary orbital interaction, right? If both have substituents, what will be their relative stereochemistry? What will be if it is up? Let's say these are Cs, so it should be up or down. But what will be this? What about this? This will be up or down? Okay, that is the question. So the stereochemistry of this one. Secondary orbital interaction plays a major role. I have told you, if in dienophile any groups are there which has a pi electrons or pi bonds, that can lead to the secondary orbital interaction or a further stability to product. Okay, how? If so it can react via this way or this way, both are possible. If it goes via this way, this will be the product because it is out and this is left side. Okay, so if it is approaching, so we know that for endo it is going towards the ring below side, and if it approaches like this way only, then the CO will interact with this one, because if it is far away it can't interact. So like this way, if it interacts, then C's product will form. Okay, because it will be in upside and it will be from here, it will be upside. Okay, so cis product will form, and if it interacts like this way, then this will be the stereochemistry. Now for the secondary orbital interaction to interact like this way, here I have shown to you the CO bond, how it interacts. So primary orbital interaction, and this is the secondary, which is actually stabilizing this transition state, and the major product will be this one. Okay, and so if you are asked like this question is there, you should know that this will interact via secondary orbital interaction, right? And if you see this is left, if you see like this way, this is right side. If we think about that, here you have standing. You are standing, okay? This is left, this is right. And here, if here you stand, this is left, this is right. So in this approach, the left one is, sorry, this is right, this is left. So left cis, this will be cis. And if these and these are cis, again it will be this one, right? Right? So we know the stereochemistry now. Okay, let's take an example. This one. This has also CO group. It can interact via secondary orbital interaction. Okay, so for secondary orbital interaction, what we know that this group, let's say, sorry, let's say this is COOH, okay, and this group should be like this one. Here a cyclic is there, so that's why I have not actually shown that one in a proper way. This one is there, so if it approaches, let's say this pi bond is interacting, okay, because it is left hand side, so that it can goes to this one and interact with these lobes, right? So this group, this group, let's say for this only I am talking, this group and this group should be cis, because this is left, this is right, it is right, H, this is right, okay, left right, and this is left and this H is right. So this COOH and this group will be cis and this will be trans. So how can we draw that? Because it is cyclic. So if we draw like that way, these are trans, then it means that this and this cyclic CO is cis. Okay, fine. That's how you should show the stereochemistry of the product. Okay, now factors affecting the Diels Alder reaction. The temperature, rate and selectivity of Diels Alder reaction depends on temperature, because we have seen that, because if we increase the temperature in a more, the exo product will be forming major product. Solvent effects are also there, because solvent has a important impact in the diene and dienophile, homo-lumo stability. So that's how solvent can affect. Substituent effect is there. You have already seen in the stereochemistry and reduced selectivity part, and Lewis acid catalyst. Okay, and substituent effect is where it is important. Electron withdrawing group is in dienophile, and electron donating group in diene is favorable for a faster reaction, right? And Lewis acid catalyst, how it happens? It actually interact with dienophile LUMO, and the energy of dienophile will be decreased, like when in the case of electron withdrawing group, when it attached with the dienophile. Like that way only this will, the Lewis acid will work. Okay, fine. Now questions. So we have read about the regioselectivity. Okay, a quick recap just. Okay, let's see. Let's just see that one. Okay, so I am just quickly uh, recapitulate some things. So you know that diene. So one diene is needed, one dienophile is needed. If diene has electron donating group and dienophile has electron withdrawing group, that time in heating condition the reaction will be favorable and the interaction will be supra interaction, right? And regioselectivity, how you should know about it? In regioselectivity case, you should know it via the conjugation. You should see the conjugation and how where the partial positive and negative character is developed. That's how you should know that 1,4 adduct or 1,2 adduct will form, right? Now the stereospecific, how we can say stereospecific? If the reactant stereochemistry is maintained in the product. If it is cis, in the reactant also the R and R dash will be cis, and if it is trans in the product, it will in the product the R and R dash will be trans, right? And for the case of dienophile also the same thing is happened. And secondary orbital interaction I have told again and again. So if in dienophile one extra group is present, like electron withdrawing group having pi electron density or pi bonds, that time one extra stabilization effect will be there, and it will be only affecting when this kind of approach is there. And in this approach what is happening, so in this approach this is left, this is right, and this is left, this is right. So these R and COMe will be cis, and these are already cis R and R dash, so this will be the stereochemistry. Okay, so like that way we can actually solve various questions, because stereochemistry portion is must for this, to know this Diels Alder reaction and to tackle the questions of Diels Alder reaction. Okay, so we know all the things, and let's come to the some questions. Okay, this is a question of jam, but I have taken it because it is important, because we have read about it. This is diene, cyclic diene, and this is dienophile having endo groups with it. So what will be favorable in heating condition? We know that endo product for the secondary orbital interaction, endo interaction is endo approach is must. So that's why this kind of approach is actually stabilized. So this will be the major product. C will be the major product. Fine. Now the reactivity of compounds 1 to 4 with maleic anhydride follows the order. This is maleic anhydride. The structure is given. So it will be act as dienophile, right? And it has electron withdrawing group with it. Let's not talk about this. So let's see the dienophile. So we know what is a good diene. The cyclic dienes are good diene as it is always in S-cis conformation. Okay, rigid S-cis conformation which is favorable for 4+2 interaction. Okay, so one will be in reacts in higher rate. Then what will be next? So it is S trans, but it can rotate and goes to S cis, right? And so it can interact. And these all are actually S trans, but it has substituents with it. Okay. So here, if you see, this is electron donating group, and this is electron donating group. Okay. CH3, it can act as electron. We can see, like say, because plus I effect is there. So electron density will be more if we compare 3 and 4. I will go to 2 after that. Okay, so 1 is more. So in the options 1 is more, only in this option only we can see, but I will explain you all the things. 3 is more than 4 because it has more electron density than the 4. So 3 is more than 4. 2 has least because these are actually bulky groups. This is stable in S trans because these groups are far apart. If it goes to S cis, it will be actually steric hindrance will be very much. Okay, so answer will be B, obviously. Now CSIR net problem. So major product of the following reaction is. So before that, so I have told you that in CSIR various kind of reactions are there. You should solve it. Okay, one by one. So let's say LDA. LDA we know that it is a bulky base which can accept protons from less hindered side. So in this actually, what is a acidic proton? Where is a acidic proton? This one, because after the abstraction it can go to conjugation. So LDA will take this proton and this will be negative. Now what will happen? TBDMSCl. This is nothing but R3SiCl. Okay, this is a protecting group of this one. So what will be after 1 actually? What will be the product? OSIM, R3 double bond. This will be the product after 1. Okay. Now 2 is given. 2 is, this is looking like dienophile, right? This is diene and dienophile. So now heating condition is given. So obviously Diels Alder reaction. So this will go to this one, this way they will. So what will be the product? Here this oxygen O SiR3. This will not react, right? And here, okay, two bonds have gone, and CO2M. What will be the stereochemistry? Okay, so we know that for endo approach, this should be there. So I have drawn it like that way, but interaction will happen like CO2M. Okay, so this is left, this is left. These both should be left. Left means cis. So let's say this is up and up. We are taking like this. But in the answer, if you see, the other things are actually there, not like this question, this product. Nothing is given here, right? So again, heating condition, I will tell you that sigma tropic 3 sigma tropic rearrangement will also can occur. So this should be like 1 2 3 and 1 2 3, like that way. Actually, sigma tropic rearrangement will happen like this, this and this. And after H2 is given, so it will be like when I teach you the sigma tropic reaction, that time also I will incorporate this question again. Okay, and this is 3 sigma tropic also is a stereospecific reaction. This will be also upside, and this will be Me is there, and this is like that, and this will be CWH. Okay, after the H2 treatment. So this is, and the double bond is here. Okay, 1 4 and stereochemistry will be 6. So 3 is the major group. Now again the question for JAM. Why I am taking questions for JAM? Because this is concept wise good. That's why it will help you in the exam. Among the following compounds which can participate as diene component in Diels Alder reaction. Simple. We know S6 conformation and planar. Okay. So this is S6, obviously this is good diene. This is also S6. This is also these two, from these two can side it can react, and this is S6. This obviously this will not this can react actually, but it is not a stable system, so it should not be a good dienophile diene. React like this way, right? Let's say here it is. Let's just react and see. Okay. Reaction can't possible. Okay. We have to just find out the diene component. Okay. It will react. But here, if you see, this is S trans. How we can say? This bond, it can't rotate and go to this one, right? So it is S trans. One is down and one is up. Okay, it will not react. This is also S trans. This can't rotate and go to S cis. And this is cis. This one cis, right? This is not like this way. This is, so it can also react as done. So how many? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 will be done. Okay. Now the major product A and B formed in the following reaction sequence. This is also a CSIR NET question. So here diene is present and one dienophile. So heating condition is given. So obviously in heating condition what will happen? What will happen? Like this way reaction will happen, right? This will go to this one this way, and this will be after conjugation. The product will be like this. Okay. And this CH2 actually goes to upside. Okay. One second. If it reacts actually, what will happen? This is the 5-member ring, and this will be the SOPH. Okay. Oh, in SOPH, this will be the product first after the 4+2 cycloaddition, and in heating condition, what will happen here? Elimination can happen. Okay. Where in the presence of SO group, actually, this is pyrolytic sign elimination or sign elimination. This SO actually can take this cis proton and it will be eliminated. So this will be the A. Okay, and in heating condition will be pyrolytic. Pyro means heating. Pyrolytic scene elimination means from the same side the elimination of hydrogen will happen. So this will be the product A, and H nu is given. We know that H nu 4+2 is not favorable, but 2+2 is favorable. Okay, in H nu condition. That I will talk to you after in another session. But after the 2+2, what will happen? Again, the concerted manner reaction will happen like this one. Okay. So, product will be this one. Product will be fine. So, you have solved many questions of Diels Alder reaction. So, I think the concept will be clear now. So, the most important thing I will say again and again, the stereochemistry, because video selectivity part we can solve via the electron delocalization, seeing the delocalization, but the stereochemistry, the endo approach, you should understand in more. Okay, if you have any problem, please comment down in the comment section, so I can see and I can again explain you by taking various questions. So just now, thank you so much for listening and hope you have enjoyed the session.